Alrighty, y'all. So thank you guys for getting on. I'm super excited to hear from Melanie, Alyssa, and Kaylin. I'm super pumped. So Melanie is gonna kind of go first. She's gonna talk about planting seeds, and just the importance in that. And then Alyssa is gonna go into the importance and what being authentic looks like, and then Kaylin is going to close with being vulnerable and just putting it out there, being yourself. So I'm so excited to hear from y'all. I think this is such an important subject. And it's something we can all learn from. And like, for speaking for myself, like I know it's something that I can do more of. So I'm super excited to hear from y'all.
Everybody.
Without further ado, Melanie, take it away.
Hey everyone, how is everybody doing tonight? I love to see all the beautiful faces I see so far. So I'm hoping a couple or some more girls hop on. If not, that's cool. You guys can catch it on the replay. I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm not gonna try to like talk super fast because sometimes when I'm nervous, like I'll talk really fast. So if I start talking too fast, you guys just tell me, be like, slow down now, slow down. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Melanie. I've been with Lavelle since November of last year. So I do have a little bit of experience under my belt as far as why planting seeds is so crucial in this business. So for one, how do we maximize our exposure, right? How do we maximize our overall growth and our potential in this business? How do we do that? Well, the biggest thing is planting those seeds. So I'm going to kind of use like a scenario here. So everybody knows about a farmer. What is a farmer, right? So farmers, obviously, they have to grow crops. To grow those crops, clearly, guys, they don't just plant the seed and then they just grow, right? They don't just have to, they don't have magic in them, right? Now, the good thing about our business is we do have our hands on liquid cash, right? Well, I hope so. We have our hands on liquid magic. I didn't like that toilet sound at the same time. It threw me off just a tad bit, guys. But anyway, so why it's so crucial, right? As farmers, just like us, I think of us as farmers, except for we use a platform.
If we have any.
Okay. Guys, anybody who's hopping on, can you please mute yourself? Because I'm like totally like, I'll get so distracted easily. Thank you so much. So anyway, farmers, crops, how they grow them, planting our seeds. So we can't just plant a seed or a flower or whatever we're talking about and not go back and cater to it. Same thing for us. So we market our magic, right? And we do that using platforms such as Facebook, Instagram. Some people use Snap. I mean, there's all different methods. It's really based off of what you like to use. So guys, as farmers, as marketers, we have to go back and maybe as a farmer, they go back and adjust the soil. They go back, they water the plants. They go back and they may even have to spray pesticides, right? To get rid of something that's lurking, that's negative energy, negative weeds. They have to go back and cater to it. So just like us, we have to go back and we may have to adjust our customers' orders, right? They may be like, I'm not so sure about balance, but maybe I want to add in the treat meal. We really want to go back and we want to cater to them, okay? So that's step one. Why planting a seed? We have to go back, right? We can't just expect it to grow. We need to go back. We need to make sure we don't need to make adjustments. Also, we need to make sure that there is actual growth happening, right? We can go back and we can water it. We can go back and water it, but isn't there such thing as watering too much, right? We might kill it. So I personally, my customers, my promoters that I have under me, I check in with them based off of what their goals are. So if I have someone who's like, okay, I have a goal for May to lose 15 pounds, I'm not gonna wait until like mid you know, mid the month before and be like, oh, well, how's everything going for you? And she's been doing the 3-step regimen for 4 or 5 months. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to go back a month into her taking the products, ask her how she's doing or how he's doing. Are all the products adjusting properly to your body? Do you feel a difference? Do you see a difference? That catering, going back and you know, catering to your plan or that person for their growth is super crucial. And that's for promoters too, because you may have a promoter that comes in and you have to go back and kind of cater to them, right? You got to go back and ask them, hey, how are you feeling about this? Is there anything that I can help you do to grow your business, right? So not only do we have to help those potentials, but also our customers too, guys. So always remember that. And then like regimens, content, posting, all that is planting seeds and going back and catering too. So you may have to adjust how you post, whether it's posting 3 times a day. You may have to adjust your content. Maybe you're just solely doing interaction and you're not doing the 3: inspiration, interaction, and information. Making sure those things and seeing what is adjusting and working for you, because what works for me may not work for Serena. What works for me may not work for Quinn, because we're all different. We all bring something different to the table. So it's super crucial to find out what works best for you, your promoters, and your customers. And that all goes hand in hand with planting your seeds. So guys, we're not here to, I mean, I know I don't show up every day for nothing, right? I don't want, like, I don't want to keep planting seeds and getting nothing out of it. Like, I'm not just going to go and talk to 5 people and then not follow up with them in a week or 2 weeks if I don't hear back from them. I'm just going to go engage the situation. It doesn't mean you have to be pushy or anything like that, but just going back to cater to them. Because honestly, for those of you who have your cameras on, raise your hand if you like to be catered to. I know
Yes, no.
Right? Like, I love to be catered to.
No,
so
you're not out of
kind
food.
of use that
No, Ness.
Ooh,
you might want his pig ear, bro.
So that goes hand in hand. So if we don't water the seeds, our end result is going to be death. No one is going to, there's no potential there. So if you don't go back and cater to that person and see how you can monitor their growth, because even Serena, even our great leaders, Corinne, Sabrina, don't think at all ever that they're done growing. None of us are done growing throughout our whole life unless we say we're done growing. We have to go back, we learn more, we constantly are planting and growing, right? Do we just plant 1 pumpkin seed and just want 1 pumpkin, or do we want like a whole field full of pumpkins to be able to disperse out to people, right? I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but for me, it does. So your efforts and resources, guys, don't let them go to waste. Make sure that if you are planting a seed that you're following up with it, right? And staying consistent in that is going to be the key to your long-term success of your business. So let me see what else I have. So this is a quote that I believe Courtney actually quoted months ago. So the day that you plant a seed, do we always get the crop that day? Do we get the flower that day? Absolutely not, right? You have to work at it to get better. You have to go back and cater to that plant or that crop or that flower or that person for it to grow. So you are going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have trial and error. Not everything is going to work out perfectly every time.
It worked.
That key in this business is trying to find those little things that make things better. Let me see. So finding the magic plan for your seeds to grow. We already have that. The products, right? The products are that magic. We have that in our hands. So all we have to do is go and present it to others. And how do we do that? We share our story, right? Super simple. So if you share it consistently and cater to it, that's your growth. It's inevitable. If you cater to it, it's going to grow. If you don't go back to it and leave it in the dark, unless it's a dark plant, I guess I could say that. It's because some plants like the dark, but like you can't expect like a light plant to thrive in the dark, right? Same with us. If we keep ourselves in a shell, if we keep ourselves in the dark, we're never going to grow, guys. So I'm not going to like, I think, yes, that is most of my notes, but just guys, please keep in mind, even if it doesn't always have to be a physical growth. It can be mentally, it can be emotionally, because we have people, customers, promoters that come in, and we all have to grow in different ways. I know for me, mentally was a big one for me. And I have grown and I'm still growing. But to be able to do that, I have to go back and cater to that part of what I need. And that's the big point here, guys. If you know that you're lacking somewhere, or if you know a promoter that you have under you or a customer you have under you is lacking in some way and you can see that, then dive right in and help them, assist them how to get that growth that is necessary, especially if you've already been there and done that. That's what we're here for, is to help one another. So I hope that that kind of sheds some light on how exactly what it is, why it's important to always plant seeds. I know that my customers, sometimes they get irritated with me. You know, they'll be like, why are you, why do you check in? I have those few, why do you check in so much? Well, it's because I love you, right? Because if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't check in. So guys, always remember, people may seem irritated, but it's not at you. It may be something going on in the outside world, whether it be work, home. So always be consistent, stay consistent, plant those seeds, and water them for growth, guys. If we want to make it in this business, we've got to grow. And without watering and planting those seeds originally the proper way, it won't ever happen. So I hope that sheds some light on it, and I'm going to try to limit, because I know we have a certain time limit too. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there for myself, and I'll let Serena go ahead and take over.
I loved that, Melanie. I think that is so important. I think that's something that we don't always think about, is just like, once you plant the seed, you don't just leave it there. Like, you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean you're like up in their grill all the time or being like spammy or cold messaging or any of that. But, like, keep interacting with those folks so that you're present. Keep encouraging them, keep being a light, keep inspiring people, and stay consistent, because even when you feel like, oh dang, I don't have anything to say today, or like maybe my story's not that interesting, or maybe it's not that important, like, it's so easy to say those things to yourself. But I think it's important to remember that people are watching. Like, you might not get a billion likes on your post, but I can guarantee you tons of people will see it. So like, I love that you have to go back and you have to make adjustments and water it, and like, you don't just leave it in the dark. I absolutely love that. And I like that you pointed out that it trickles down, like, not only to your customers, but to your team as well. That was something I had to learn, a balance of like showing up with them versus just giving them independence, because, you do need a balance of that. And then also, as far as like content and posting and whatever, like, there's times when you have to go back and learn something new. Like, y'all see me on TikTok, I'm wilding out, but I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I'm gonna try, because that's what's in right now. So you know what I mean? Like, you have to grow and make adjustments. And I think it's important to know that you never really arrive. Like, you can always improve, you can always grow, you can always learn something new. So I don't know, I really appreciated those points. I think you are spot on. But yeah, okay, let me send it over to Alyssa before I get all on a roll. Alyssa, take it away.
Hey guys. Okay, so if you don't know me, how you do? My name is Alyssa. I have 2 crazy kids, and tonight I'm here to talk about authenticity. I know, as everybody knows, guys, in order to grow in not only your business, but your mindset and grow within yourself, you have to be authentic. And that is definitely a key part to all of this. I want you to think about, like, for a second, what makes you authentic and what does that mean to you and why? I know for me, being authentic is staying true to myself and to those around me, and standing by my word and telling the truth, and just keeping that, keeping that, being authentic to myself, being true to myself. I don't have to be fake. We can be real in this business, and we can be real to others and to ourselves. I think that was a big thing that I had to learn at the beginning, was to stay true to myself, because you see all these other people from other MLMs or other companies, and a lot of them are not being authentic, and that's really hard. And when you're coming into something like this, you're thinking that, oh, that's what you have to do. You have to not be authentic. You have to lie or not stay true to yourself, and that's not true. Here we don't have to do that, and that's one of the most incredible things that I love about being here. So I guess how to be authentic, or what to do. Be authentic to your customers, your promoters. That means checking in on them and being truly interested in their goals and wanting to see their results and things, and being interested in their health. Like Melanie was saying, you have to water those seeds and really be interested in them. And also in yourself as well. You obviously want to, sorry y'all, I'm nervous, so don't mind me. But yeah, you have to be, it's okay. You have to be interested in them and yourself as well. Like I said, seeing those results, staying true. So like, I think Courtney a couple weeks ago, maybe it was Courtney, she said, if you don't like somebody's shirt, don't say you like their shirt, or like whatever it was something like that. But that like resonated with me, because whenever I go and I'm like commenting down my feed or things like that, I'm always being authentic about it. I'm telling somebody if I like their shirt, or if I like what they're doing. Sorry, somebody just walked in my room. But I'm being authentic, and I'm telling them my true feelings. I don't have to be fake about it. I don't have to lie about anything. I'm just staying truthful and authentic to myself and them. Let's see, sorry, I'm looking at my bullet points. Yeah, like I said, be real, be raw. When you're messaging people, I'm always telling like my customers or my promoters and everything, how things make me feel, how I like our products, what it does for me. And a lot of them can relate to that. They can relate to the way it makes that it makes me feel, and say, oh, hey, it makes me feel this way too. Like, that's crazy. This is amazing. And I guess, I don't know. People come for you. They don't come for just the products. They come for you. Like, everybody has said that before, but that's really true. People come for you, and they want to see you and who you are. And most people, like I said, don't just buy for their products. They buy for you. So when you're being authentic and you're being real, and you're telling people how you truly feel and what you like and what you don't like, and you're interested in them and what they like and what they don't like, and going and watering and pouring into them, they're going to see that, and they're going to love that, and they're going to keep coming back for you. Obviously the products as well, because they're bomb, but mostly for you. I don't know if I really have anything else to say. I think that was pretty much it. Like I said, for me, being authentic is being real, always staying true to myself and true to others. So just remember that. Stay true to yourself and to everyone else as well. You don't just want to be fake. I don't like fakeness. I don't like fake people. I like somebody telling me exactly how it is, straight up. just like I'm sure Catherine could probably tell you, she's had to do that for me a few times. She tells me what it is and what it isn't, and that's what I respect. That's what I like. That's what people are going to like. That's what people will respect and come back for. Authenticity is so important in this business that I think a lot of people like me, I disregarded it first a little bit, not like all the way, but I did just a little bit. I was like thinking, oh, like I have to, everybody has to like, truth is not everybody's going to like you anyways. So you might as well just be you and reach out and talk to the people who are like you. Because that's where you're really you're gonna find those people who you resonate with, who you connect with. You have to make that connection in order to grow with others and grow within yourself as well, and grow within this business. You have to make that connection and be raw with them. For me as well, I like knowing about other people's personal lives. Like, obviously, if they're willing to tell me, and if I'm willing to learn, we can build that connection, and we have something in common other than just products. And while our products are amazing, that connection that you find with other people, just like we all have found within a lot of us in here, we can also find that with other people. So yeah, I think that's all I have.
Thank you. I love that. And I love that you have to like kind of start with like, okay, what makes me authentic and like why? You know what I mean? Like you have to start picking out the good things about yourself and like the things that you are like down to highlight. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be this perfect highlight reel all the time. Like y'all see me, I roll out of bed every morning, hair looking crazy, like what up, it's time to take these vitamins because I look a hot mess, like y'all know. And like that's just such a like a good relationship builder. Like it helps people connect with you when you're just like straight up keeping it real, like whether it's hot mess, whether you're on a good day, like you have to just keep it authentic. Oh my gosh, Melanie, you're so kind. But no, like it doesn't have to be a highlight reel. You don't have to lie about where you're at. Like when I first got started with this, like I wasn't like, hello, like I changed businesses and now I'm a millionaire. Like y'all know, like I'm like my house is kind of busted. I have like a really jacked up bathroom. I don't even have a sink in there right now. Like, let's not act like I have it all going on. Okay. Like, I'm not going to lie about where I'm at. I'm going to tell my story and that's okay. And like my success, like isn't measurable in a way that compares to other people's success. Like you're not going to determine your success based on other people because like a win for you could be completely different for somebody else. And so I think it's also important, just like building off of that, to not fall into comparison and try to like compete with other people's success, because then you start like shifting, you try to change the narrative, you're unhappy where you're at. And like, it's all about like you growing, and in turn you hit those wins with that. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm like kind of rambling, but I really appreciate like just being true to who you are, and that's what people relate to. I think that's an amazing point. I also love the idea that you put out of like not only being yourself, but being willing to connect with other people and building those relationships. I think that's like a huge part. And like, don't be afraid to get deep with people. Like, I'm not the most like emotional, vulnerable person in the world, but I will tell you, I have made some really random friends, like not only through this business, but just like through social media in general. Like there's this girl that I met online. She lives in Florida. She doesn't do the same business. And like, she knows like my life story because we just connected, and like, she's, you know, a potential, but like, I just treat her like anybody else. And like, we've gotten tight. And so like, maybe that leads into something, maybe it doesn't, but regardless, you're building genuine relationships, and that is going to take you so far. And there's so much you can learn from people. So yeah, I don't know. I love that. I love that people are here, they're watching, they're relating to you. And like, whether you think so or not, on whatever day, you're inspiring people and people are watching you. So like, there's power in consistency and in sharing yourself. And I loved that you put in, I'm sorry, this is the last thing. I loved that you put in that not everybody has to like you. You don't have to connect with every single audience. You don't have to try to please everyone. Like, yeah, I could sit here and love to be like super connected with all these like vegan, super healthy fitness gurus, but y'all, like, I ate Taco Bell tonight. Like, let's be real, that's not me. So like, I'm connecting with the girl who has like twice baked potatoes in her reels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you connect with people who you relate to and vice versa. So don't feel like you have to be anything that you're not. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. I'm done rambling. Kaylin, where you at, girl? I'm ready to hear the tea.
Hey guys, so if you don't know me, my name is Kaylin. I haven't been thriving too long, just a few months, but my God has it's really changed everything. It's helped me with so much, and I'm not gonna go into all that because we don't have time for that, and I'll have you here for the next 10 hours easy because your girl likes to talk. But I want you guys to think back to your upline. I want you to think back why you ended up signing with them, like what it was that made you like connect with them. Was it because they had this wonderful life and you were just like, oh my God, they're so perfect, I want to be them? Or was it because you were like, that's a real person, they have real life issues, like, and they deal with it, and this helps, and I want to aspire to be more like that. Being vulnerable is going to be a key to your business. I mean, people are kind of nosy in the sense where they want to know, like, I want to know what your downfalls are. I want to know what your hardships are. I want to know what you've had to overcome. They don't want to just see, oh, perfect, because they can't relate to that. You need to be somebody who is relatable, like, period, point blank. If they can't relate to you, they can't make connection, they're gonna go find Sally, Suhu, or whatever the hell y'all say down the lane, and they're gonna sign with them because they can relate to her. Being vulnerable doesn't mean you have to go on live or make a post and say, oh, boo-hoo, this and that and the other, my life is so horrible, but hey, here's my thrive, and that really was a great pick-me-up. Like, no, that's still not going to make you a solid connection. They, like, for example, I did a live probably like 2 months ago, and I spoke on, I didn't even share it for the post love because it wasn't about that. I wanted to make connections with people outside of you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys very much. But I wanted to make connections with other people. And I was speaking on how I was in a god-awful relationship for a long time. This dude straight up beat my ass for a hot minute, and it tore me to pieces. It tore me up. And I mean, I'm still trying to get over it. I'm still working through the motions, and I'm still trying to better myself. And a lot of women reached out to me after I posted that video, and they were just like, you don't understand how badly I needed to hear this. You couldn't even possibly understand the hurt I've been going through, and you just make me feel like I can get through this. Like, there's going to be a better day tomorrow. Like, there is a rainbow at the end of this storm. And y'all, that just like hit me right here, like right in the feels, knowing that something that was so hard for me, and it was hard for me to put it on Facebook because I'm not somebody who typically likes to speak on stuff like that, at least not to like just the general public. That's something I would typically only share between me and my best friend or me and my grandma. But I was in my feelings that day, and I was like, this just needs to be said. There is always going to be something better out there. And I mean, it's made me so many connections, just people knowing that I'm a real person. I'm not somebody who goes out and claims like, woke up today, all the energy, I went out and did X, Y, and Z, and you know, my life is just so perfect, and you guys need to join me. Like, that's, people aren't going to be interested in that. They're going to be like, nope, next, and they're just not going to even bother coming back to you because they can't connect. Now, I'm sorry. I am super nervous. I have my notes here, and I knew that I wasn't going to follow them. And yep. Okay. When you hide all of the bad stuff in your life, you're taking away from yourself in a way. Like you're hiding half of your life. You're pretending to be somebody you're not. And I mean, let's face it, that's freaking exhausting. Like that is absolutely exhausting, constantly pretending to be somebody else and have somebody else's life. Um, your life is your life. Like your battles are your battles, your wins are your wins, and they all deserve to be celebrated equally. People want to be involved for the big stuff, for the little stuff, for the stuff nobody wants to talk about because you're a real person. MLMs get a lot of bad rep because of the robots that are all throughout there that will just blow you up and send you all the cold messages and pretend this and pretend that, and nobody's going to want to sit there and join something that they don't think that they can work into their life. Like you need to go out there and you need to be vulnerable in the way, like people want to hear, like they want to know that they can do it. They want to know that it's a real thing. They want to know that our goals and their goals are similar. They want to know that everything that we do, they can also do. It's all achievable. It's not craziness and lies and being just a gross kind of person. You know what I mean? Yeah. People want to be, they're going to be inspired. They will be absolutely inspired by anything that you have to say as long as it's you. Like whether it's a small thing about filling up your gas tank and you couldn't do that before, or if it's the big thing like paying off a giant credit card because you were drowning in debt. Like they don't want to just hear, oh, I paid this. They want to know why it's important to you. Like what happened beforehand. Like where did you start at? What was your starting line? Like how did you get from X to Z? Like what's the real story? What's the actual T? Who are you as a person? And it's just going to make all the difference, guys. It will make absolutely all the difference in the world if you're putting out yourself, your realness, your rawness, your wins, your failures. They want to know it all. And I mean, everybody always says it, your vibe attracts your tribe, and that's that. Like that's it. And that's about all I got. So yeah, be yourself. Don't be somebody else. Being you is absolutely more than enough, and you will be loved. And the people who don't love you aren't made for you. They're made for somebody else. Don't waste your time on them.
I love that. I think that's so important. And I think, sorry, I was like writing down things that I wanted to highlight because I'm like, this is so good. But like back to where you first started, like when you look back at like who you signed up with and why, like I just remember seeing, like, for example, for me, like when I accidentally cold messaged Courtney and she kind of gave me the tea on, what she does, I was like, dang, like that's what I want. Like I want to make an impact. I want to do something authentic. I don't want to sit here and have 18 coffee posts a day on my feed. Like I'm so sick of messaging people, like over and over and over. I feel like a psycho. And so like that's such a good point of like looking at, okay, what attracted you? And then like the more I got to know her and the more she helped me transition, and just like feeling that sense of community and like support, I was like, this is unlike any other like MLM job, anything else I've ever had in any kind of work environment. So I was like, this is it. And like Courtney is imperfect. Like I look up to her entirely. But she's real about her flaws. She's real about her anxiety. She's real about things that I connect to. And that's another reason why I am like such a big like fan of hers, is because, and why I relate so much is because she has a lot of the same things going on as me, and like her being real about it and like growing through it like is super inspiring for me to do the same thing. And like I love that you pointed out like you can share hard things. Like You don't have to be messy. You don't have to be like, oh my God, my life sucks. This is what's going on, like meltdown mode, messy. But you can say, you know, this is what I've been going through and this is freaking hard. But thank God I have support. Thank God I have this. Thank God I have that. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things to be thankful for in the process. And it keeps you. Oh, sorry. I thought he had something. He's back. The beast is back. I got nervous. But there's so many things that you can be grateful for or learn from even when it's hard. And I remember seeing this quote. It was like, the hard things that you go through will end up being a chapter in somebody else's survival guide. And so it's important to share those hard things, and it's important to share what you grow through and what you've learned, because that can help other people. And there are certain people who just have to experience it and learn it on their own, but there's also people who can observe and be inspired by that and motivated by that, and who will want to make changes for themselves. So I do think that's super important with like sharing your growth and sharing what you've overcome, and just like you said, like keeping it real, let people relate to that, and let people like follow your whole journey, not just like
bits and pieces.
and then overnight I'm successful, because that's not how it is. Like it takes a while. It's a building process. But when you're setting up a stable foundation and you're putting in that effort and you're consistent and people are watching you hit these little wins, whether it's, you know, this week I earned $100 and I got to go ball out on my kids and not have to tell them no, or like this week I got to pay off extra on my student loans, and like right now interest isn't happening, so like yay for actually bringing it down a notch. You know what I mean? Like there's so many little things that people are going to start to see you doing, and eventually that will continue to multiply and be big things, and you're going to look back on like where you started and be like, holy shit, like I did that. But like people do want to see the whole process, and they're not going to believe you if you're like, you know, you're on day one and you're still on food stamps, and then a week later you're like, I'm rich, mother effer. Like no one's gonna buy it. You have to be real with where you are, and like thankful for where you are, and know where you're still going, and stay, you know, consistent and in that grind. But yeah, I don't know, I love that. And I love that you share, like you're letting people know the positives and what you have your hands on. I think that was another huge thing that attracted me, was not only do I see all of this like massive growth in someone who is really working on their mindset and really overcoming hard things. And like, I won't lie, I've had those days where I'm like wallowing in anxiety with the covers over my head, like literally tucked in with my face out. And I'm like, oh, I have no reason to do anything. Like I take, you know, I'm a Pisces, like I'm sensitive. The smallest inconvenience in the world is ending. And like, I've had to really work on that, because I can't let those little things defeat me. And I think that's so important to show when you're overcoming those things, big or small, physical, mental, emotional, whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. I think y'all were so amazing. That was so good. Thank you, ladies, for sharing and for taking the time. And just like keeping it real with everyone. I think it's so valuable, and y'all are so amazing and so loved. And I'm so thankful that y'all had the courage to get on here and share yourselves. So that's it for me. Thank you, ladies. And I hope y'all have an amazing night. I'll see y'all on the MMM.
Bye, girls. Thank you for joining us.